Hello, this is Lizzie from the weblog Let Zoe Spoil You, and I've come to the realisation that it has been 2 years since I did that episode of Gok which, when I saw it on TV, I think a little bit of my soul and my dignity died along with my self-respect. But a lot has changed since then. I've learnt some valuable lessons, and I've also learnt not to change so much from what they were perpetrating on the show. As for what they cut from the show and all the kind of like soul-searching and character building and confidence building stuff, that still has really stuck with me, and I'm thankful to them for that. But I'm still upset and angry that my tragic story of a girl lonely because her father had passed away, didn't know how to connect to people and was so lost inside her own world and imagination, was turned into sad little geek at 30 that lives at home with her mother, rather than poor woman who moved home to look after her mother and be with her family and was upset over her death, like, retreats into her imaginary world of science fiction and fantasy. I'm like, no, they got it so wrong, they got me so wrong, and they just did such silly things. But it's nice to know that it has been 2 years and I'm still obsessed with anime and John Barrowman. That has not changed in the slightest. Gok was dead wrong about no guy ever wanting to come into my room if John Barrowman is staring at you, because my partner has allowed me to put the John Barrowman poster up in the living room. And to go with it, he bought me a Peter Capaldi. So now he has both John Barrowman and Peter Capaldi staring at us while we eat our dinner and watch TV. So, yeah, totally wrong on that one. Didn't need to sacrifice any of my geekiness since then. In fact, I don't think I could be even more geeky. I've picked up some extra, like, geeky bits on the side. When you move in with someone and when you find your partner and stuff, it's inevitable that some of your interests kind of get merged over and you share them. So while now poor Luke is being inundated with American TV shows that he never used to watch and now has a schedule of Once Upon a Time, Blacklist, Gotham, Sleepy Hollows, Stalker, The Strain, Helix, you name it. If it's science fiction or it's a bit dark or it's fantasy or it's just good drama, he now has to watch it. But luckily for him, he's quite enjoying it, especially since a plethora of these things are Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Arrow and Gotham. What geek who likes comics is not going to appreciate being introduced to such wonderful television shows? On the flip side, I have taken up Magic the Gathering, which I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with, but I think I'll do a separate blog post about my ups and downs of Magic, because while I love it and love playing it, competitive Magic is a crazy, crazy world, and I'm just not there. Not yet, anyway. And then my other new hobby is watching the wrestling. WWE has turned out to be quite an exciting thing. Okay, not Raw currently, and again, this probably needs an entire other blog post of me ranting about Raw, but NXT, my god do I love it. Like, it's amazing. I mean, it's pretty much like watching soaps with fighting in it. Like, a girl like me, soaps with fighting in it is brilliant. It's just like, look at all these wonderfully, like, attractive half-dressed men who want to hit each other. I'm referring pretty much to Hideo Itami and Finn Balor currently, and obviously main roster, Randy Orton. Wonderful example of the man who looks good when he hits people and people hit him. It's lovely. But apart from that, obviously I'm watching all the anime and manga that I'm not watching, reading manga that, like, I mean probably Kami-sama has provided me with. And now that I have a new job working for Waterstones and I get to create the manga section, it's a lot of fun because I get to buy a lot of manga and the publishers get to send me stuff and I find out about all the new and exciting things. There's so much good manga coming out this year, so much good stuff. And there's some good anime adaptations going on, which I'm really excited about. Stuff that I never would have watched because I didn't really think it'd be me, and then you went, whoa, I watched Assassination Classroom. That's my big tip for the year, Assassination Classroom. It's it's unique, it's different, it's fun, it's tragic, and you know there's something more to the storyline. The first episode blew me away, the first volume of the manga is out, and the Japanese are already working on a live action adaptation. So that's my big kind of what's going on in the anime manga scene in Japan and now coming to the UK, which is lovely. As for me, settled, finally. I mean, as for anyone that may suffer with things like PTSD and depression after losing someone and then having their kind of tragedy kind of mocked on television and their personality taken apart and told that the reason they're single is because of their interests and their passions and for the whole world to judge you, I have my good days and my bad days, as anyone would, but mostly good days. I mean, I'm so happy now. I'm so happy that I disregarded the advice that Gokwan gave me. You don't need to wear 5-inch heels, a tiny dress, get your boobs out and do figure of eights around a bar to attract attention. I met Luke at an anime convention dressed as a TARDIS. You know, he loved it. He loved the fact that I was strong and confident. I was like, you boy are mine now because you're beautiful and I want to be with you. And it was like that. And he was like, cool, I like manga. You like manga. Let's get together and read manga. Geek love. It was amazing. So I feel that I've moved on from that. I'm still annoyed that it's being projected in the media, this whole, like, if a girl has a hobby that's seen as being more masculine, then she must be single. And that geeks are lonely and sad and live in bedrooms. I'm like, no, I've just got involved with, like, the Friday Night Magic crew. That's a bunch of guys that go out on a Friday night, play magic. Sometimes we do it in an organised venue, sometimes we do it down the pub. Like, we're functioning people out there in society who just happen to love a card game that's seen as geeky. Like, I go to the cinema and I watch all kinds of interesting movies. I mean, Birdman's up for an Oscar, and that's a film that parodies and satires the comic book genre, but also shows what happens to a character that has played that role and how he tries to move past this image they have of you will always be Birdman, or as Michael Keaton trying to escape the Batman image. Like, films like that are going up for Oscars, and they're still saying that, like, geeks are not as cool as other people and that we're going to be single and sad and socially inept, and it's like, go away, it's stupid. It's stupid, these opinions. And I'm, for one, I'm glad that, like, I disregarded that, and I'm glad that I've come where I have come. But yeah, 2 years since Gokwan, that's a long time. Still got some of the clothes, and that's the only thing I'll keep from the show, because you know what, I got some nice stuff, and you know what, that's important. I'm still with my wonderful man, going strong, having our house of geek. My goodness, when two geeks get together and move into one house, the amount of stuff is insane. Like, I filled up 3, like, 6-foot bookshelves of manga. He's got his bookshelves of manga. There's all the books that I keep buying from Waterstones. There's the DVD collections. There's my, like, box sets, and there's my figures, and obviously now that we've got each other, we can buy each other figures. Like Christmas, I got the most amazing, like, I got a bunny from Tiger and Bunny to go with my tiger. So I'm like, oh, look at my beautiful figures. And he got a Felicia from Darkstalkers. So there's just, like, figures growing everywhere. Every time I get a treat, he doesn't bring me roses or chocolates. No, he brings me Marvel bobbleheads or Doctor Who figures. And it's just like, oh, this is amazing. Like, who would want to be in a regular relationship and have, like, flowers brought home? They die in 3 days, but a Spider-Man bobblehead is for life. And yeah, the other day I got a Peter Capaldi figure. Like, yeah, I'd rather have Peter Capaldi than a box of chocolates any day. And I like that we can come home and we'll watch our TV shows and we'll watch some anime and then we'll discuss it. Like, recently I've been reading Murakami's book Underground, which is about the Sarin Tokyo gas attack. And I was thinking about how, like, terrorism in Japan is not a big thing. It's not publicised, it's not, like, especially not in Japan or the rest of the world, and they're not prone to it. So something like that was a big deal for, like, 1995. Get a chance to read the book, keep some tissues, because it's all true accounts of what happened, but also research the cult and the sarin gas attack. It's fascinating. And there's all these anime that I realise that still has what I'm calling anime memory now, like, memory of the event happening, and actually depicts, like, storylines about it, and sometimes it's very, like, subtle, but it's still in their, like, in their consciousness and stuff, and it's, like, amazing sitting down with someone and kind of going, oh my goodness, we're watching Zangoku no Terror, or Terror in Resonance, or Terror in Tokyo, depending on which translation. And it's one of the most beautiful animes ever. But then I can sit down and turn around and discuss, the cinematography, the scoring, the animation, and also what it's representing within its world. And things like that are brilliant. Like, why would I want to wander around a bar in a figure of 8 and pick up a cute guy and have some shots when I can go to a convention and meet someone that wants to have a real conversation? It's great now because I'm doing more conventions as a guest speaker. I did CamCon last year and I presented a paper on Alice in Wonderland in Japan. I'll be doing MinamiCon this year and presenting the same paper, and hopefully some other events, but I'll keep you posted. Waterstones Bath will be holding its first manga group in March, so we're going to have little meetups where I can like spread the manga love and hopefully get involved with Comedia's Geek Fest, its monthly sci-fi convention, and have my stall there for manga, Japanese culture, and anything I feel like bringing to the table, literally, since they've just given me a table. It's nice that things are really happening, and I never had to sacrifice being a geek. I never had to sacrifice like my sense of style or my sense of fashion, apart from after Christmas where I ate far too much. Now my sense of style is a little tight. But you know what, that's what the gym is for. And dancing to anime music videos around your house. It's like, I love it! I get to dance to anime music videos in my house. Brilliant. That's where I am now. I mean, there is still some tough stuff going on. Every now and again I have a bad day, I feel guilt, I feel insecure, and you just work through that. Anyone who's ever had a mental health problem knows that it's not a smooth sailing to recovery, and sometimes you just have to take your time. But I've been totally supported by the geek community. Geeked magazine, for particular, have been very good with supporting me and like putting some of my articles on their blogs, and it's just, I'm in a good place. I'm working with people that get me. Everybody's a geek or into literature, or into film, or into just being educated and open-minded, and I like that. I like the world where I'm at, which means I'm definitely back on track for blogging my little heart out and hopefully putting some more stuff out there. I've started art. I've got my first exhibition coming in May. Fingers crossed. I'm terrified. And currently I'm hunting agents to try and get some of my essays and my research out there, either in book format or in journals. Maybe even do some fiction, since I do write kind of yaoi fiction. So you never know, fangirls out there. I may publish in the next year or so. We'll see. Lots of things to do. The world is my oyster, and I'm happy. And I did it all without Gokwan's advice. And that's the important thing. Never sacrifice who you are. Never think that society won't accept you, because you know what? It will. And you just have to meet the right people, or you have to stay positive and just be confident. Not always easy to stay confident. I have my insecure days. But it's worth it, because then you can get to a really happy place, and just, you know, life and opportunities will open up to you. And you'll find that a lot more people out there have interests in these fields. They're just also a lot of the time kind of shy about talking about it, because society still has a little bit of a to-do about, like, geeks, especially female geeks. We're kind of put in this strange position while we dress in the costumes, we're being too sexy, or we're there for males, or we're like, we're sad and like, you know, won't get anywhere. It's a very strange world, but I'm navigating it well and coming out on top. So look forward to talking to you all soon. For now, this is Lizzie signing off. Bye-byes.